Hello everyone, I'm BlueCheems, and the other day on stream, which is twitch.tv/BlueCheemsYT, by the way, I ranked every single One Piece arc, and let me tell you, it got a little spicy sometimes. Alright, enjoy the video.
So, we are going from Zelda games to One Piece story arcs. So I have them all here, ranked 1, 2 through 6, whatever, all the way to 31. I'm ranking, very specifically, manga. I watched the anime. I watched the entire anime. I've read the entire manga. I've watched the entire anime. I've watched the entire anime in the One Piece edition. I did those things so that I could figure out which version is the best version of One Piece. I love One Piece. I have the manga. I don't have a camera on, but I do have a big box. I'm collecting. I'm getting the manga now. I don't have all of them yet. I'm not even halfway through. There's a lot, but I have volumes. I've read some in person too, but I mostly read them online. I have the Shonen Jump app, so I can read them. I pay for them. I don't pirate them. Ironic. So the thing is with One Piece, I love the manga version. I think it's the best version. I think the One Piece is probably the second best. I think the anime is the worst version of One Piece. I think the anime is hot garbage, and if I watched the anime first, I would probably not even like One Piece. If you enjoy the anime, that's very nice. You should read the manga instead. Okay, let's start it up. We can just grab something. It's not super. I gotta actually look and like think about which one some of these are for a second. Which one? Let's just start with number one. Which one I think is the best? What do I think is the best arc in One Piece? Oh brother. That's the best arc. I think it might be Water 7 / Enies Lobby. Do they have them as one, or do they have Enies Lobby and they have Enies Lobby and they have Water 7? Same, yeah, that's one of the most popular ones, and there's a good reason why. But which one do I think is better than the other? I think One Piece is put into 3 parts, roughly. Action, drama, comedy. I think it does those parts all very well. I think Enies Lobby is the best one. And I think Water 7 is right behind it. I love Enies Lobby. Robin, I Want to Live. Adventure, I guess Adventure's another one. Yeah, that's true. So I guess there's 4 parts to it, but... I guess there's 3 parts to every character, but the story is mostly adventure. But okay, Enies Lobby, some of the best action. Drawn action, animated action I've seen. I love the way Gear 2's animated. I love the way it's presented in the manga. The character goes off for everyone. Everyone has insane character. The action's great. The drama's great. They all combine together to create something wonderful. The panel where they are all up on the tower looking to Robin and the rest of the CP0, got that burn the flag moment, is the best One Piece moment, I think. I like that. Chills, baby, chills. Water 7's also really good. The Usopp dynamic is wonderful. They play that perfectly. Frankie, I love Frankie. Frankie pre-timeskip is one of my favorite characters. Post-timeskip, not so much. I'm not a fan of post-timeskip Frankie, but pre-timeskip Frankie, wonderful. Mwah. Beautiful. The mystery they have with this is wonderful as well. It counts the train adventures, wonderful. Sanji, such Sanji. Sanji's my favorite character. Sanji moments are wonderful. Sanji moments are great in this. Tons of comedy with Sanji, wonderful. Tons of amazing action. I am the hunter line, goes so hard. I'm the hunter, goes so hard. Let's say. Water 7 number 1. Yeah, I could honestly, it is between these two. Like, the only reason I put Enies Lobby up is just because I think it has really wonderful drama and character and action. The Luffy versus Usopp fight is very dramatic. It's very close between these two. Let's grab another one that's pretty high up. Where's Dressrosa? Oh, these are so hard to look at right away. Figure out what I'm even looking at. That's Whole Cake Island there. Where is Dressrosa? I cannot find it. Oh, it's right here. Okay, Dressrosa. They don't split up at all, do they? Like they don't whoever made this list doesn't consider it split up, right? No. Okay. Dressrosa's near the top. Dressrosa in the anime, Dressrosa in One Piece is awful. It's god awful. Dressrosa anime, it's like down here. It's like here. Dressrosa manga though, didn't read it as it came out. Read it in one big block multiple times. I think it's paced wonderfully. Binging it, reading it all. I think it's paced wonderfully. Probably weekly wasn't the best. The anime version is hot garbage for Dressrosa, animation wise, pacing wise, flashback wise. Anime version lets me know Rebecca's flashback like the back of my hand. But this is okay. Doflamingo, best antagonist in the series, easily. I don't even think it's a competition. People are like between him, Crocodile, Katakuri. Katakuri is okay. Katakuri's up there too, but Doflamingo's the best villain, best antagonist, best everything. He's deliciously evil. Pacing, yeah, the pacing wasn't so bad early on, but it's getting atrocious. Wano pacing is insanely bad. At least it's pretty now. Wano pacing is more bearable because the animation goes hard every episode, but oh my god, it's slow as hell. Dressrosa though, perfect. Manga pacing is just so good. Sabo, I was always turned off on Sabo, but the more I think about it, the more I've seen him more recently, and come back to Dressrosa, I actually like Sabo a lot. I love the way I love how split up they are and how much they have to like claw. Law is great. Get Law flashback here. Law's flashback's amazing. Doflamingo's amazing. Gear 4 is cool. The area is cool. It's suspenseful. It's great. It's definitely worth that. Let's just grab some other stuff. What do we have here? Syrup Village. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it. Senor Pink. Yeah, Senor Pink flashback. Oh my god. Senor Pink. I love Senor Pink. Frankie is great in that arc. That's the first. This is the first, and as far as time skip goes, only Frankie, like part of the arc that I actually like. Frankie usually is post time skip is whatever. Frankie in this arc goes insane. Zoro's stuff goes insane. Zoro doesn't even look like he has to try this arc, which makes me wonder. When I was reading the arc too, I was like, how strong is Zoro now? Because that guy didn't seem like Pika didn't seem like he was hard at all for Zoro. Like, yep. And Usopp shows off his observation. Usopp's observation hockey, I'm convinced, is probably, if he was trained to be able to use it at will, is probably one of the strongest in the series. Island wide, and being able to see like their spirits from that far away, unheard of. The only person who has had hockey that crazy is like Anel, but he was also boosted by his devil fruit. And I can't remember her name, but the little girl on Skypiea as well has insane hockey just naturally. But Usopp hockey, observation hockey, that range, that clear, crazy. Probably some of the best in the series. Syrup Village isn't bad. Is not a bad arc. I don't think most of these arcs are even really that bad. But it is one of the worst arcs. Takes up a lot of time. I just reread this one recently. Takes up a lot of time compared to the rest of the series at that point. Clawhador isn't that bad. Usopp, the first time I read this, I really didn't like Usopp. I didn't start liking Usopp until... I didn't really like Usopp until pretty close to Alabasta, but this wasn't a good start for Usopp. I didn't feel very emotional during this arc. It didn't feel very much for me. It just should have been shortened. It's too long. It's not that bad. It probably wouldn't have been this. It'll probably be low this tier, but putting this here for now. Let's do some of these early arcs. Romance Dawn is probably like relatively middle. It's this counts as Zoro's introduction as well, right? It's a good start. It's probably more so in the middle. It's very middle. It's just a good start. A lot of character. Like shows a whole like probably half of all of Shanks' appearance in the series, which is cool. Zoro doesn't start off that strong to me as a character in this arc. They have his flashback. I'm not a huge fan of his like flashback reasoning. It doesn't feel like the whole lot. I like his reasoning, but his flashback felt really weak. Because I have to include that part. Not just chapter 1. Chapter 1's done really well. It hooks you in. One Piece. People usually ask like, when is One Piece good? Chapter 1. That's good. Chapter 1. But it's probably in the middle, as far as like everything it has to offer. All right, let's grab. What comes after this? Orangetown. Let's grab Orangetown. Orangetown is hilarious. Orangetown introduces Buggy. Buggy's great. This one might end up moving to up or down a little bit. Orangetown is very funny. Has a lot. Chow Chow the dog. Beautiful. Done expertly. Tugs at your heartstrings. They do a really good job with that. Animals are a cheat code though. Animals doing drama with animals is cheating, but still. Satisfying punch when Usopp knocks out Moji. And Moji? What's the line's name? Oh boy. Is Moji the line? I can't remember. That sucks. Very satisfying punch. Very funny fight between him and Buggy. They do Nami really well in this arc too, as far as like the understanding. You understand where she comes from, you understand how this goes. Town people are fine. It's okay. It's good. It's a good arc. Insane? No. Good? Yes. Introduces Buggy. Will always be beloved for that. After this is Syrup Village. Baratier is definitely up there. I already said Sanji's my favorite character. I loved Sanji from moment one. Wasn't my favorite character right away. Probably my favorite character at this time when first reading was Luffy, maybe Zoro, but Sanji was up there when he was introduced. Wonderful action, wonderful drama, big twist. The Mihawk moment happens here. That's always cool. The flashback, Sanji's flashback is the first really good one. Sanji's flashback is the first one where you're like, wow, okay, this is good. It is eclipsed by Nami's just an arc later, but as Nami's being one of the best ones. But this Sanji's flashback was hard here. This first one he has. Deliciously evil villain. Jin is cool, I guess. It's weird that these guys haven't appeared in any way, like in any cover stories and any mention. It actually kind of makes me a little down on this arc. The point that these characters have never come up again. It's really weird. I feel like it's never too long to like show them in a cover story or something. But for the Clawhador 2, makes him feel a lot more not as cool, not have him like come back in the story at all. Barate is just incredibly solid. It might end up going down from this tier, but solid one. Arlong Park, better than just Rose overall. Arlong Park, Nami backflash, Jesus. Arlong Park is beautiful. The action, the only real problem I have is the Luffy Arlong fight, I think, goes a little too long. Not super interesting fight. That's literally the only problem with this arc. Character, check, boom. Flashback, made me cry. Arlong is so deliciously evil, but we understand, we get it, especially since he's built up so much more later on, but he is solid. It has plenty of comedy. It's funny. Usopp and his fight is hilarious, yet also really cool. Zoro fighting all injured, never even gets hit once. really, by what's his name? Is it Hachan? His name Hachan? That's also the name of the android in Dragon Ball. But Hachan. I know it's 8 something, but wonderful. He comes back in a great way. Arlong's great. Whatever the Fishman karate guy who fights Sanji. Never remember his name, but he's kind of whatever. He doesn't really matter though. Yeah, carried by the flashback and the emotion. One of the most emotional arcs. Wonderful. Just keep going in order. Next up, we have Logtown. Where is Logtown? Roguetown. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, this is probably near the bottom. Really short. Yeah, probably less than Syrup Village. Really short. Really, I'm not a super huge fan. People talk about before. I'm not a huge fan of Luffy's like, I guess I died. Sorry, guys. Like, I don't know. I feel like he should try harder. It just feels out of character for him to just give up so quick. I mean, everything works out. The dragon mystery is cool. That starts up there, though. Smoker's introduced with his very first loss, of course. Surely he'll win later on. This one's okay. You know, it's just really short. It's a nice, and the anime actually like that they have a little bit more, the nice character moments. Like the Usopp little sniper duel is actually quite nice that they have there. A little more character moments. Sanji's such a bro. I like how everything just works out for them in such a weird way. I do like that. It's still a good arc. You know, it's near the bottom, but still a good one. Okay, after that is the Whiskey Mountain ones. No, it's Laboon. Does this count the mountains? I need to see if this counts the mountains. No, because that's there. Okay, I'm just throwing these up. They're not in this spot. I'm just throwing them up. I've never liked this arc. It's weird. You could tell he didn't have the same plans with Vivi, and it feels weird. You can tell. The Laboon stuff is like, okay, it gets built on later on, which is always cool, but I still don't like this arc. I feel like it goes on for a long time. Crocus is whatever. Whiskey Mountain is probably one of the lower ones, actually. It's a setup for the Alabasta arc, which I really like, but I hate the fight between Luffy and Zoro. I see some people online say that they really like it because they like fought and like that's cool. I hate that they fight. I hate that Luffy, after how much he trusted Nami and like just like the last real arc right before this point where, you know, she's done these bad things and she's betraying the group, as you could tell, and Luffy's just like, no, she's my navigator. I trust her. I don't care. I trust her. She's my navigator. And then just to just flip on Zoro that bad. I know it's like played for comedy, but I still don't like it. I don't like it. Zoro though is so cool this arc. It's like 21. It could go down to 22. This is like 21. Zoro's coolest arc. I like how prepared Nami and Zoro are, both in their own unique ways, and it does set up one of my more favorite arcs. Okay, Little Garden. Little Garden, I like the giants they do. These giants have hilariously small bounties for how far the series goes. they only have like 100 million berry bounty. No, it's not. So it's really small for how for how legendary they are in the lore of the series. Actually, I know they're like old bounties, but still. You know, like Little Garden that much first. Yeah, I like. Okay, there's 3 things I really like. 2 things I really like. Number 1, the comedy. When like Zoro and Nami and Vivi are being like waxed up, hilarious, perfect, love that. The comedy in this one is so good. The little who can hunt the biggest thing between Sanji and Zoro, also funny. A lot of the funny stuff is played really well. The comedy is good. Another thing I love is how well this goes into the information they know in Alabasta, as far as what they think about the Straw Hats. Sanji is forgotten in this arc. He doesn't interact with anyone. And it is able to be played so perfectly in Alabasta with his phone call with Crocodile, how they don't even have him written down as a thing, so they're not even looking for him. It's all played wonderful. How he takes down the unluckies or the luckies or whatever. You know, that's done really well. The action and the fight between Mr. 3 and Luffy is kind of boring, and I don't really like it. Golden Week is there too. She's whatever. I do like the part where Luffy punches Mr. 3, the right Mr. 3 clone. There's all the clones there. He punches the right one. And he's like, how do you do that? And he's like, instinct. I do like that because it just feels so it feels like it could be. I just like it. Usopp his mission with the giants, yeah, you know, sort of. He does look at him. He's like, I want to be like them. I want to be a brave warrior of the sea, and that kind of starts his whole arc. I like the idea of his arc, but I agree that the start of it is whatever. Maybe it's just because I don't personally see the 2 giants as being really noble. Or that I do like the idea that they're just oh, we'll fight whoever the universe decides wins. I do kind of like that part, but I don't know. Yeah, his motivation. I like the overall. I like his idea, but I don't like the motivation a whole lot. I think this one's better than Whiskey Peak, but this is probably pretty low in this area. Okay, next up is Drum Island. Drum Island's a little weird. I think it has a very good emotional send-off. I love Chopper's flashback. I like Chopper a lot. I love the moment where Luffy climbs the mountain with Nami and Sanji and how noble he is and how much he loves his friends. I love that. Moments where Luffy loves his friends, I'm a very big fan of. The thing that really brings this arc down, though, is the villain, Wapol. Wapol's hilarious later on with his... Everything he does later on is hilarious. Wapol in this arc sucks, and I hate Wapol. Wapol brings down this entire arc a lot because he's not a threat. He's not a threat, you know, in fighting. He's not like a threat that way. He's not a threat emotionally. He's not a threat dramatically. He's goofy, but he's not funny in this first arc he's in. He's not funny. Flashback's wonderful though. I do like actually Wapol in the flashback because he's just so evil. Yeah, this is kind of like a middle arc for me. Has a good emotion stuff, but it's really brought down by just some other stuff. Takes a little long too. Yeah, it should be like the fight against Bellamy. Wapol is so weak. Yeah, it should have just been like he knocked him away the first time, right? They like he tried to attack the ship and he knocked him away. Should have been like that again. He should have just knocked him right out right away. They could have just built up to the fight where it's like Luffy just can't get to him and we're like building up like the dramatics, and then when Luffy gets to him, he just takes him out. Alabasta is yeah, I'll put it up here for now. It might go down, but it's definitely like oh yeah, it says in top 5, huh? It is like a top 6, top 7 arc. Perfect length, perfect pacing. Oh my gosh, stressful with like the Civil War starting and all the stuff with the king and all that. It is stressful with them trying, and then he gets shot from behind. He gets shot from behind by more Baroque workers. It felt like this was where I was like, this is a truly hopeless situation with how much they have. You know, Baroque works has people in on both sides starting the fighting. You got the big bomb in the tower. You have, you know, Crocodile feels like he's impossible to beat. That first fight he has with Luffy is just truly devastating. Introduces Robin, which is really cool. It introduces a huge, like, you know, the poneglyphs, which is such a huge deal throughout the entire story. Which is a Crocodile who's obviously in the background for a lot of stuff and is going to be doing stuff now, which is cool. Crocodile is one of the better villains for good reason. You know, scary devil fruit. Sanji's moments. Oh my gosh, the Mr. Prince moment. Love that moment. One of the best Sanji moments. All the fights are cool. Zoro's fight against Mr. One, still one of the best fights. I love how they all come back for. I love when they all come back for what's it? Impel Down, Sense of Adventure. Yeah, I know them traveling in the desert while all this stuff's going on too is so cool. And they go to like Yoba or whatever, Yuba, the town with no water, and he starts digging the water with the guy. It's a really nice moment. This is the arc where Luffy punches Vivi, and that's funny. It's just a funny scene to see online when people bring that up. Yeah, Smoker's there and he's losing all the time, and then he just leaves. He just loses and he leaves. And it's just like, well, you can handle this. You guys got this. I'm out of here. Ace, we get to see Ace in this arc in the beginning. I almost forgot about that. Start up that whole mystery, and Ace is, you know, fan favorite for a reason. Mr. 2 Bon Clay, he's a real one, the realest one ever. Oh, there's so much good about this arc. However, this arc has two of the worst fake out deaths actually in the whole series. 2. What's his face? Pell's fake out death is awful. I hate Pell's fake out death. That it's truly awful. There's nothing good about that. And what's his name? Oh my gosh, what's his name? He has a weird name. Vivi's like not Butler Man, but like advisor guy with the weird hair, the saxophone guy in Whiskey Peak. What's his name? Oh, what's his name? Yeah, mama, saxophone. He has guns in his hair. I can't remember his name though. Yeah, he has a fake out death too. He would have been way more significant to me if he actually died and blew up. But then he comes back with a band-aid on his cheek. He's like, oh, I'm fine, guys. Came back. This also introduces Robin. Well, I guess she was introduced before in Whiskey Peak, but she's actually real. She's playing both sides, doing stuff like that. It's cool. Vivi's good in this arc too. Oh my gosh, the moment where they leave and they hold up their X arms, beautiful. Oh, almost brings me to tears every time. I want to get a tattoo of that on my arm. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet, but I want to get an X tattoo for that moment. Wonderful. Dang, it might beat out Dressrosa actually. It might be. I'm gonna do this like that for now. Truly wonderful moment. After this is they go to Sky Jaya. Okay, that's Skypiea. That's annoying how they have some manga art, some not manga art. That's Zoe. There's Jaya. Jaya is fun. Introduces Blackbeard. Bellamy's introduced and taken out very swiftly, very wonderfully. Get some of the stuff with Cricket. Get some of the... Yeah. It starts building up the mystery. Have the stuff where you gotta get the South Bird. It starts interesting, I guess, with the ship falling out of the sky. They build up this whole mystery. That's a lot to Skypiea. You know, obviously this one's just a build-up arc. It's a setup arc for Skypiea, and all the mysteries will be answered there. So it's hard to feel like this arc is really... Skypiea's pulling the heavy weight. This arc's just like a part of it. It's just there. Let's grab Skypiea. It's right here. I am a Skypiea fan. People don't like Skypiea. People don't like Skypiea are foolish. People don't like Skypiea are not as enlightened as I am. I don't know what to say. Skypiea is pure adventure, pure mystery, wonderful world building. The world building in this arc is insane. The characters are great. Gonfall, wonderful. And Nell is such a cool villain. He's just a terror. He's so cool. And then of course, I mean, dude, Enel face has been memed to death online. Enel faces come back in like every arc. Every arc has someone making an Enel face. It's a classic now, you know. The fight they have is cool. The world building's insane. There's so much for every character to do. Their outfits go hard in this one. I love Zoro's like little goggles. It's cool. I love how they have a last stand with that Luffy against Enel with like a ragtag group of characters. You know, like the fighting between like the two people makes sense. Enel doesn't even get, well, he gets defeated, but he isn't like beaten, and he gets to go up to the moon. It's so cool. I can't wait for Enel to come back. He's so cool. They start introducing like hockey and stuff like that through Mantra. The oh my gosh, the flashback with Nolan. The flashback with Nolan is so good. It did have fake out deaths too, though. It did with what's her face's dad when he fell down the hole or whatever. That one's at least they could explain that one. At least they explain that one. I don't necessarily hate the fake out deaths. I don't like them, fake out deaths in general, but I don't mind them as much when they at least explain. Where they're just like, okay, yeah, it didn't hit him. He fell down the hole. Okay, fine. A little dumb. They were pulling something on us. That's fine. But like Pell, no explanation. No, they don't even try to give an explanation on how he lived. What's his face advisor guy to Vivi? Don't even try to explain it. He's just alive. You can like mental gymnastics explain that maybe Robin didn't want to actually kill him. Sure, you could do that, I guess, but whatever. Mr. 2, his fake out death. That is my least favorite fake out death probably in the series. No, it's tied. That's one of my least favorite ones because how does he live that? How does he live that? Does anyone have an answer? No. Am I glad he's alive? Sort of. If he comes back in the story, yes, I love Mr. 2, but also at the same time, if he's not going to come back in the story, then he should just be dead. Until he comes back and makes a meaningful thing, in my mind, I just pretend he's dead. I just pretend that he isn't alive anymore. I pretend that he's dead. It just means more. Same with, oh god, what's his name? His name starts with a P. His name is stupid. He's ugly. Big Mom's husband, the one guy has Lola, who's Lola's dad. His fake out death. I also just pretend he's dead, even though it's really meaningful that he's now reunited with his family, and I do love that. I just would rather pretend he's dead. It just means more. So I just pretend, unless he comes back in the story again, I'm just pretending he's dead. What was I talking about? Skypia? Skypia's really good. So I guess good moments for everyone, and we get the clobber knock or whatever. Clobbering, oh yeah, the Mary. Everything with the Mary is done so well. Oh, it's the beginning of the end for the Mary. Skypia game was also acting a lot more like, yeah, that's true. The exploration, the treasure, and the treasure actually does something. It like they get all this treasure and it adds to the conflict in the later arc and adds to them getting, the Sunny. It's all nice. Skypia is a really good arc. Skypia is underrated by the community. I feel like the people who don't like Skypia are the people that skip it. Never skip Skypia. It is worth it. Everything, they have the poneglyphs up here. There's so much stuff, the hockey, the everything. People that skip arcs are dummies. Okay, yeah, then we went over, so we have Post Ennie's Lobby we need to put on here now. Post Ennie's Lobby right up here. This is... Post Ennie's Lobby could go up. Post Ennie's Lobby is the best exposition arc they have. So much is revealed in this, from the Emperors of the Sea, Garp. You see Kobe again. I didn't like Kobe before, but I like Kobe after this point. You wrap up a lot of stuff with Robin. We get the Sunny. We get Frankie, who I love. 3 times get Frankie. You get the duel on Bonaro or whatever. Oh, I got burp. Missed the long ring? Oh, I did. That's true. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I did miss long ring. Long ring is Comedy Gold. Long ring is... The anime version is insufferable. The manga version is some of the funniest things I've ever seen. This might actually go up a tier. Yeah, it might. Actually, you know what? Put it up there for now. I like Long Ring's comedy more than this. No, I don't. We're keeping the same term doing that. I prefer the exposition this arc has more than the comedy that this brings. Although, Long Ring Long Land, like I said, funniest. And it has that bit of action against Aokiji at the end that is scary to see how strong animals are. It's good, it's good. I'm telling you, this idea, the Davy Longback fight, whatever it's called, it's coming back. Guarantee it's coming back. Bet on it. This arc matters. It's not just comedy. It matters. Okay. Let's talk about this. Exposition, really good. They have the duel on Bonaro, which is really good too, between Ace and Blackbeard. There's a lot of events. Shanks and Whitebeard meet this arc too. Yeah. Really big setup arc for future world-changing events, but in a lot of exposition, which is nice. Freedom Tone 2 added some depth to the world. Yeah. You're talking about Post Ennie's Lobby? Yes, it did. Did indeed. Long Ring? Oh, yeah. Long Ring did have a very comedic tone. It's a very different tone. Depth of the world, I wouldn't say it does a lot of like world building. But it adds like a funny little thing that like Foxy does, I guess. But he's I don't know. It's so funny. Good way to laugh. Afro Luffy is also great. Okay, after Long Ring, after that, they go to Through the Bark. Through the Bark is going... Through the Bark is one of my least favorite arcs. not a super big. Brook has not done anything for me to like him, love him yet. Brook has not done anything. All Brook has is Laboon. I'm actually moving up a little bit. I prefer this over Lokedown. Through the Bark is boring. Through the Bark is almost interesting. Has the Nightmare Luffy thing, which is almost cool, but also kind of dumb. Sark isn't that bad. It isn't as bad as I'm playing off to be, but it does have a lot of cool stuff with Kuma actually showing up there at the end. Does a lot. The actual arc itself, though, is just whatever. Zoro gets a new sword, though, which is cool, and that has a lot to do with the future. Yeah, it was just weak until the end. It's not very fun. There's some funny comedic moments. Luffy squad coming in is funny. I'm not a fan. Okay, might sound a little contradicting because I just said Sanji's my favorite character. In anime, I'm not a fan of like pervy characters. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z. Do not like Roshi's pervy side. Huge fan of One Piece. Love Sanji, favorite character. Not a fan of his aggressive perviness. Post time skip when he's like nosebleeding all the time, hate it. When he's just being like a little bit of a simp, don't mind. But Absalom, oh my god, dude, hate him. He's a predator. This man needs to be on lists. Every list. He needs to be on all of them. He's just licking people and attacking naked girls. He needs to be on every list. The Usopp versus Perona fight is funny. Yeah. He is literally a predator. That's why he's got that weird face, because he's literally a predator. Dr. Hogback is so whatever. Moria is whatever. Yeah, this is whatever arc. It's not maybe not as bad as I was putting it down at first, but it's not a good one. After this is Sabati Archipelago. Yeah, it's probably put it here, probably put it up here. Move that up one. Better than that, yeah. Better than this. Yes. Better than Orange Town? Yes. Better than no. Okay. Sabati is up there. I love to know that he just introduced like all these new characters. This isn't Sabati. What am I? That's Reverie. What am I doing? Sabati is this one. I saw Bonnie right there. I was like, oh yeah, that one's Sabati. No, this is Sabati. My bad. Anyway, all these characters he introduced, like the other supernovas. Cool to know that he did that right before, because a lot of them are like long-lasting characters. Law is one of the most popular characters in the series for good reason. He cheats because he has a sword and he dresses in black. That's just a cheat code on being a cool character. Kid, useless, craft in mid. I feel that very much. I do not like Kid. But Beige gets stuff to do. Bonnie's got a lot to do. Introduce Ray Lee. This is a lot of introduction. Yet again, a lot more setup for the events that are going on. Luffy losing here, them all losing and separated like that, heartbreaking. They do it perfectly. You feel the dread. Top 5, Sabati. I don't know. I just don't. They do have the moment where the mermaid friend Kami is taken. You have the best single punch in the series against St. Charlos. Rayleigh's introduction, real hockey introduction. This one, don't like how they played out the armament hockey. That kind of scourges. That kind of gives a little bit of stain on this. How it feels like how they just like retcon and kind of change how they do like armament hockey and how that stuff works. It's just a little silly. You can tell he didn't have it fully planned out and it's introducing elements and decided to change them later. I don't know. This one could move up. Could move down too. After that is Amazon Lily. I don't think Amazon Lily is that bad. That said, it's going near the bottom. Really short arc. Introduces Boa, who's, well, she's a fan favorite character, and we all know why. Hockey starts explaining, conquers hockey. I do like the dread Luffy feels about losing everyone. I really like those cute character moments where he's like, oh, I can't do this. If only I had whoever, they'd help me. You know, kind of showing that he can't do it alone, which I already knew, but it's nice to see that, like an example of that. Yeah, this one is not getting any higher. It can definitely move down. Impel Down. Impel Down is very fun. I remember reading Impel Down on a car ride to Tennessee. And it was very, very good. First of all, Bon Clay is wonderful in this arc. I was so sad when he died. I was very mad when they decided to bring him back. Still pretend he's dead. This one isn't actually. Yeah, I'm moving down a little bit. But then again, you also have the other. I like the way he goes down the floors. I like how he has to get help from all the enemies. This does introduce Jinbei. And Jinbei's very good. Jinbei's very cool. Just bring on that. Ivankov is very cool as well. I like that Luffy's failing. Oh my gosh, Buggy is so funny in this. Never mind, this is going up. It's above Long Ring. Above this. Yeah, okay. Impel Down's too good, actually. Comedy-wise, perfect. Drama-wise, excellent. Action-wise, I'm not a fan of the action, but there isn't a whole lot anyways. So, I'll do that. I love how he has to get all help from all his enemies. It really shows this whole, like, Luffy's outlook on life and people. It's like, it doesn't matter. Who cares about the past? Now is now. Right, after that is Paramount War. There it is. The nephew is the anime one. Yeah. Better than Dressrosa? Yes. Better than Alabasta? Yes. Better than this? Yes. Better than Water 7? Yes. Better than his lobby? No. Nope. Second. Paramount War is peak. I was able to go into it blind. It's a pretty cool moment in there. I'm not going to say it out loud just in case. But excellent moment in there. Emotional moment. I wasn't spoiled on it. Great. Whitebeard, only there for one arc. He's the GOAT. He's great. One Piece is real. We can get much higher. Yada, yada, yada. The War Doflamingo's speech is hilarious. Great action. Great build up. I love how powerless Luffy is. Luffy is overpowered from the beginning until Crocodile. He is fighting people below his belt. That's not that's not what I meant to say. He's fighting people below his level. Right? They're not anywhere close to his level. But he goes. I like him being powerless in this way. This goes perfectly into the next arc, which is this build up here. This is wonderful. Seeing everyone. We get all his cover stories, right? Everyone building up, but like this hopelessness, Luffy having to feel better about everything. I'm gonna go up. We get the Sabo stuff. The super obvious Sabo's coming back. It sucks that Ace has to get so much build up after he dies. I'm just gonna say it now. I said I wasn't going to, but now I am. But that's just what happens, I guess. Build up. It brings us into the post time skip, which is still really good. Better than this emotionally. Burn Stripe Premium? No. All right, then we go to. It's kind of an arc. Their reintroduction arc counts. The 2-chapter arc. Okay. Okay, I gotta think about this. I'm just sitting here for a second while I think about it. Okay. They're reintroduced. We get to see them and their new things. And then we get to see all the people they've been, help them escape as they leave, which is pretty cool. I'm actually bringing this arc kind of down, not because of the story, not because of the characters, not because of anything. I hate that these outfits they have in this arc have been their default outfits for most official art, for official products, and for video games. Everything. They go off of these outfits. They weren't super bad. But they use them for everything. One Piece Odyssey? Oh my gosh. I haven't gotten the game yet. But when I saw the first things, I saw things and outfits, I dread. I was just, ugh. And these outfits, they better. I don't know if they do, but they better have a way to change outfits because I hate these outfits. They're overdone. They're overused. They're the most boring outfits they could have. I hate them. I don't like Nami's outfit. I don't like Robin's outfit. I don't like Frankie's outfit. I need Frankie to wear clothes, please. Like Frankie's Dressrosa outfit goes so hard. Zoro's outfit isn't that bad. Sanji's outfit's basic, which is the only problem I have with it. Luffy's outfit is fine. It's just an evolved form of his old outfit. I don't care. But I like it when they're in different clothes. I like that they don't have, like, they're in these outfits once. And it's just annoying. But yeah, I'm just putting it there just because I'm annoyed by the outfits. Fisherman Island. I think it's actually pretty good. A lot of people don't like Fisherman Island. I think it's wonderful for world building. I think it has strong emotion, wonderful flashback. The reason people don't like this arc because Hody Jones is too easy. Who cares? Who cares that Hody Jones is too easy? Guess what? Buggy's too easy. Clouddoor's too easy. Arlong is borderline too easy. Borderline, he's not too easy. He's right at the right level. Yeah, characters, it doesn't matter. This is the first arc. He's came back super powered. I'm alright that it's a little easy. Okay. It is wonderful how they dealt with the world building. This is a pretty high arc for me. I think it's better than that one. Better than that, yes. Better than Skypiea, yes. Better than Dressrosa, no. Okay. You're going down one now. You're going down one now. There's a bit more forward. I felt there's a bit more forward. Nothing too surprising. I think they dealt with like the fisherman relations really well. How they dealt with this racism. I thought the flashback was wonderful. I like how Fisher Tiger fights for this ideal that he doesn't even believe in fully. I love how they introduced Koala. I love how you can see how these older characters grew up. Arlong Park was created looking at Sabidi and how they weren't even allowed to be there. I love how it builds on a lot of the fisherman stuff we heard before. I liked this. I don't like Sanji nosebleed. Hate that. Actually, I'm putting this down because this is where Sanji nosebleeding starts. Putting this that far down just because of that. Hody is an easy fight, but there's still a lot of dramaticness with Noah about to fall on there. There's still a lot of tension just because it's not a hard fight for Luffy to beat. It doesn't really matter. I don't like all the fights everyone else gets. The fighting is the worst part of this arc, but the emotion, the plot, everything. Dude, feeling all the knife turns is we get all these different people assassinating, and I loved the thing they were going for with this hate that just these people have, and how it's going on to the children, and how all this stuff, and how Jinbei, how there's this fisherman infighting, and how Luffy doesn't really care. He just needs to do what he does, and how people feel better about humans because of Luffy. How Luffy's changing a whole generation of people to be happier and feel better about things and people, and the hope this arc has for the world is excellent. It also sets up Big Mom. does some world building for showing how the death of Whitebeard has affected the world, especially this place. Um, yeah, the Sun Pirate stuff in that background, wonderful. Jinbei is great. He quote unquote joins, quote unquote joins because he's not actually part of the crew for a really long time, you know. Hody, yeah, he's crazy. I love how he's just hate. I love the moment where he's like, where it's just like, what did humans do to him? Nothing. They didn't do anything to him, dude. He is the personification of just blind hate. And I love how real this arc is to like the real world. I love how much it brings from like the real world into like this idea. I originally thought when I read this arc the first time, they had the prophecy that Luffy was going to destroy Fishman Island, right? Now, when I read this the first time, I took that as Luffy was going to destroy the idea of Fishman Island, as in he was going to completely change how it works, which I thought was something he accomplished at the end, right? They got rid of like the little Fishman district, and they're bringing everything. They have a whole new ideal of life and everything. I thought that's what they meant by quote unquote destroying Fishman Island. I thought it was going to be a little bit more metaphorical than serious, but apparently they meant serious. In which case, all that means is that Luffy's going to just like probably going to bury Fishman Island under the wall, and they'll be able to move up to the top, which is cool, I guess. It's just so much more boring than like a metaphorical, like Luffy destroyed Fishman Island, as in he destroyed their current ideals and helped build them towards a better path. But whatever. Yeah, I'm surprised Fishman Island's this high up. I didn't expect it to be. Punk Hazard is one of my least favorite arcs. I think it's way too long. I think it's super boring. I think all the motion is just like the kids that were like experimenting on, whatever. They introduced Momo, who was really weak. Momo sucks until like Zoe. Kinemon sucks until like Zoe. Sanji is really weak this arc, and it feels really weird. They introduce Law's like powers a little bit more, and I really don't like when they have to like retcon powers and how they work, which they do with Law's powers. They have to continuously nerf them, and that really kind of like starts this arc. Smoker's here and he loses a bunch. That's funny. I just don't like this. It's really long and not worth it. It's really boring. The body switching could have been really cool, but they use it for too many pervy reasons, as in just Sanji Meganami's body. Other than that, it's kind of, I like the idea. It's a little goofy. So when Virgo shows up, yeah, that's true. And Aokiji shows up right at the end too, and we learn that he's like a pirate, and it's cool to know that like their fight on the island just completely changed everything, that like how it goes. That's pretty cool. Not a fan of that one. After that is Dressrosa, which we already have. After Dressrosa is Zoe. Zoe's cool world building. I like the way it looks, the way it's drawn, the way everything like that works. Cool world building, setup. This is a setup arc though. It probably deserves to be next to Jaya. It's just a better version of Jaya, more streamlined, just setup. I love how it sets up this new stuff for Sanji though. Brings up Whole Cake Island. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on Whole Cake Island. I really like in the manga. I really hate in the anime. I love Sanji. They do so much for him in this arc, emotionally. Katakuri and their fight is awesome. The way they expand hockey. Jinbei's there. They introduce Big Mom. Jinbei's moment where he's afraid of her is one of the coolest things ever. The location is some of the most creative. It might be just a little too long. It is just such a Sanji arc. He is able to diffuse the situation with like the cake in just such a Sanji way that's beyond fighting. That's something that I really like about Sanji too, is that Zoro is just all fighting, right? Sanji has so much more to him and so much more ways to solve problems. I think this is above Fishman Island, below Dressrosa. Yeah. Gotta move a couple of these down then. Okay, we have 2 more arcs left. Big Mom's story. Yes, Big Mom's flashback. I guess I kind of forgot it was in there. I think flashback does a lot. It was interesting to see how it built up. It was like dark. It's kind of depressing. It does really interesting things for the future of how devil fruits work as well. Because she ate Mother Carmel and she got a devil fruit. She cannibalized her and got a devil fruit. Like, that happened. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot. People are talking about it more and more now, especially with like the Blackbeard stuff, and as far as how he got a second fruit. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but explains a little bit more. That maybe he like went in there and ate like Whitebeard's heart or something crazy went on there that I think involved him eating someone, and might involve like this whole like all the Blackbeard people are like cannibals and they're like eating these people that are stealing their fruits from them. That goes hard. Reverie is it's hyped up. His devil fruit ate a devil fruit. I mean, that could be unironically possible too, right? He's got like this. I mean, I guess I don't know if he has like, if he could have like another pot. I mean, he could like swallow up things with the darkness. I don't know if he had maybe he didn't want to show, maybe because first of all gross, and also mystery. And number 2, he needed the complete darkness to be able to do it. And then what about his? I mean, he could also, as far as giving his allies devil fruits, it could be as easy as just straight up having his crew members eat whoever they capture and stuff like that, which is dark, but cool, but dark. Okay, Reverie. Reverie was super hyped up. Not super hyped up. It was kind of hyped up. We get the first part of everything that happens, and then we don't get to know what happens for like years, forever, which just makes me feel like it's just like an incomplete like idea. The stuff it sets up is kind of cool. What it actually does is very whatever. Better than Punk Hazard. Better than this. Better than Thriller Bark. Better than Amazon Lily. Not better than Whiskey Peak. Better than Whiskey Peak. Better than Little Garden. Better than Jaya. Better than Zoe. Better than Romance Dawn. Not better than that. All right, there we go. There we go. Here you go. Oh boy, Wano. Okay, Wano is done in the manga. In the anime, you got like 4 years left. Don't worry. So I'm assuming, yeah, I don't see why this would separate. Wano Act 1 is okay. Setup arc, setup part. Act 2, more setup. The raid, it's incredibly long. I was very hyped on Wano as it was going. I think Wano has really good action. It's a really good drama. I think it has really good emotion. I think it has really good character. I think it does a lot for the series. I think it had everything. I think it was all built on the end, and the end was fumbled hard. I think the end is one of the biggest fumbles that One Piece has ever had. I was gonna say I don't like, but I borderline hate the ending of this arc. I think the arc was, first of all, too long, while also thinking the ending was too short. I think they should have gotten rid of fighting Green Bull and set up more of the emotion for the end of the arc. I think they should have scrapped that part. They could have just they could have had him show up and see that Shanks was there and then just walk away. Like, it could have been that easy. And then he's just like, okay, that explains that, whatever, who cares? Because they need to focus more on the emotion. Two named characters, Izo and, oh god, what's his name? I used to know what his name is. It's A something. Oh, brother. Whatever. Two side characters that were essential to the emotion of this arc die. And they just die, and then they're given like a they died quickly at the end with nothing else built up on them. No funeral, no nothing. Nothing to make you feel emotional about it. They don't go through with having a big emotional moment for Momo becoming the new, Shogun of Wano. They don't have us look around at the places that we've all visited, like the prison and all this stuff, and see how things change. We don't see how people react. We don't get, none of the emotion in this arc is paid up. It's just all done like off screen. It's just like, oh, we get a quick party. Luffy's happy. All right, let's get the hell out of here. We've been here too long. That's what it is. And we have to spend like 4 chapters fighting Green Bull without it's just so whatever. We don't get to have a big we don't get to have like a big thing for Jinbei being part of the crew. We don't get. It was just rushed, and that was the worst thing. He didn't rush in it. He took too long on other stuff, and then he decided to rush right at the end, which is the most important part. Think about how most of these great arcs, any lobby has really cool moments where it's built on the end when they leave. Paramount War has all this stuff going on, but it's built on the end when Ace and Whitebeard die, and you have all this emotion that's directly paid off as well as like in this area too. Or think about what arc was I gonna say? I don't know. Whatever. Point is they fumbled it. Skypiea, built on the end of the mystery, built on everything. And finished Wano. Yes, I enjoyed Wano up until the end. The end, it's like everything. This was something where we've had 10 years of story build up for this taking Wano back. Like, okay, well, 10 years was when Luffy and Law made their like alliance, so it kind of started there. But I guess like the past like six years of building up this emotion with Kinemon and Momo and everyone, probably over 6 years. How long? No, about 6 years of building all this up, and it was hyped up, it was built up, and it was so disappointing. I enjoyed so much stuff in Wano. The what you call it? What's his name? The Odin flashback is one of the best flashbacks in the series. Not like in a sad way, but like as far as like how much information, it's just enjoyable. It's a great flashback. The raid is fun. Like I said, Wano goes on too long and then rushes the ending. He took more than enough time for everything, and then he just rushed the ending. And the ending was where a lot of this arc was. Okay, we're gonna throw it here. Better than Barate? Yes. Better than that? Yes. Better than Skypiea? No. Better than Skypiea? Maybe better than Skypiea. Better than Fishman Island? I prefer the emotion Fishman Island. I prefer everything that whole kick. Yeah. Wow, that had a chance to be in the top 5 arcs for me, and it fumbled it so hard. If Wano hadn't finished, I'd have Wano above Arlong Park. I'd have it right here. But its ending really made it go down that many spots for me. That's wild. Okay. This is my final One Piece list. This is what we got here. Yeah, okay.